Wednesday, January 19th, about 11:30 in the morning, and I'm down below Wellsville, just above Swissvale. The river's running about 500 CFS here through Bighorn Sheep Canyon on the Arkansas River. I came to this spot because it's the kind of water that's really starting to become productive now on the Arkansas River, what we'd call winter water. So you got a deep, slow hole here where fish can really congregate out of the current in the winter, and when there's ice or slush, just kind of hunker down and stay put. And yet when it gets warm, like today, it's about 40 degrees already, sun shining brightly, fish will move out and get out along that foam line out over there, or sit in these back eddy currents facing into the current, or out on that gravel bar there, the slower current areas of that, and feed on midge larvae and pupa as the daily midge emergence gets going. Up until now, we've had quite a bit of shelf ice. You can see some remnants here in the foreground, and a lot of slush flows in the morning. But the weather's really taken a turn for the warmer, and we anticipate that based on the forecasts, we're going to be looking at most days being in the 40s or even low 50s for a high, with lows in the 20s. And that sets us up for some really good fishing conditions, provided you also have direct sunshine on the water, particularly in the afternoons. Best fishing's from about 11 o'clock to 3 o'clock, maybe 4, depending on what the solar exposure is like where you're fishing. And again, you want to focus on water like this, where you've got a deep hole adjacent to some current. As always on the Arkansas, a few minutes of observation can be worth an hour of fishing in terms of getting a handle on where fish are holding, both in terms of the type of water and also the depth and how actively they are feeding. I've been watching some fish just now, probably not really visible with this camera, but kind of in those shadows there along that base of that gravel bar. A couple of nice sized trout feeding pretty actively on midges, moving back and forth, taking stuff a couple feet below the surface. Same thing up towards the head of the pool here, just on the inside, out of the main current. Fish picking up midges there as well. We like to fish a combination rig this time of year with a golden stonefly nymph or other large attractor pattern, and some weight, and then trailing a small midge pattern behind that. And strikes can be kind of subtle sometimes, if especially early in the day, so vigilance is a good idea, and so is kind of being low-key in terms of the colors of clothing that you choose to wear and your movements along the shoreline and stuff. But if you like catching fish, and if you like solitude in a beautiful setting such as we see here, it's really not at all too early to get down to the Arkansas for some good early spring or late winter fishing.